I'm going to do a quick breakdown of how to build out a school community. Obviously, in the classroom, you can go ahead and just make anything in your classroom in terms of what you want to do. What we recommend is you have a start here module here. The middle module is like the roadmap, the unique mechanism that you can help them get as fast of a win as possible. So you really want to think of the people who are going to come into your group. What stage are they at in their journey? And what's the fastest win that you can help them get, where they can immediately get some sort of a win and say, wow, this was really great. How can I move this forward, right? Or how can I work with them and upgrade or whatever? So you want to have some sort of a quick win, and then you want to have something that's unlockable. And then the third module is something that's unlockable at level 3. And so I always say hide it behind a mystery gift, a surprise. Like you want to name it something that gives a little bit of intrigue as to what is possibly behind there. And then once they get to level 3, that's what they unlock. The reason level 3 is so crucial in the school community is there's a ton of data that shows that if you can get somebody to level 3, they're way more likely to stay in the group for long periods of time, as well as actually make a purchase with you. So level 3 is really crucial, which is also why I also typically lock actually chatting with other members as well. It helps protect your members against spam, and it also helps incentivize them to actually get to level 3 as well. On the calendar, this is where you're going to have all of your different types of events. When you are making an event, you want to make sure that you're organizing it correctly. So if you're going to have a recurring event, do it, make sure you click which day you want it to be on, all of those different types of things. Really important thing here is you can also select to have it remind members by email one day before. I always have that selected for things that I think are important. And if you wanted to have calls that were locked behind a certain level, a certain tier, or a certain course, you can also do that here as well. Then we go to the map. The map function is pretty cool because it allows you to see where everybody is actually located. And then wherever they're located, that's where you can spend a lot of time. And for instance, if you're going to be doing in real life events, like I do in-person events as well. And so I like the map in my group because I can see where everybody's located. This one specifically is for New Hampshire. So as you can imagine, they're almost all in New Hampshire. And I think the map is really cool depending on what you're trying to do. I also try to encourage a lot of in real life events. So I like the map because I can tell people, hey, go to the map, look for people that are nearby you and start to meet in person. One of the things about community and building really good community is that the more these people are actually friends with each other, the more likely they are to come back and be excited about engaging in the community. And so you really want to encourage friendships to be amongst all of your different members, and meeting in real life is the fastest way to develop a really strong friendship. There's also the leaderboard. I always use the leaderboard as gamification. I think it helps a lot with getting people to come back and really be incentivized. I think it's one of the biggest standing out points of Skool versus some of these other platforms. And so what I recommend is setting up some sort of a gamification system utilizing the leaderboard. It's already in here, might as well use it. So I host like a games every single month, and where people at the top of the leaderboard, they go ahead and win like a one-on-one coaching session with me. I have another client that's a dietitian. She gives away like blenders and things like that. So you can do whatever it is that you want to do, whatever makes sense for you and your business. For these, I think it's also really important to have a really strong theme amongst your whole school community. So when you're building out your school community, you want to have a really solid theme that's present everywhere. And I will give you actually a good example of this. I was just working on this with a client of mine, and she's doing a caterpillar to butterfly type of a theme. So as you can see in here, we have emojis on all of this, which, by the way, 100% you should do. You can tell the big difference between this and how vibrant and energetic it looks versus this community, which there's no emojis. You don't even notice this has an emoji, but it just doesn't look as vibrant. You want the energy in the community to be really solid, so you want it to be something really good like that. Also notice that a lot of the groups, like their cover photo is it usually has a picture of them in it. If it's a business or if it's a group that's based on a person, it's really important to have the person on the cover photo. This cover photo, this little description is what actually shows up on the discovery when people are finding your group. So these are actually really important. They should be enticing enough to get someone to click on your thing. But you can see in here that we have a really cool caterpillar to butterfly vibe in here in the classroom, and even on the about page, we have it. So it's just a lot of fun, and it's really cool. And it's even up here. And so having a theme that you can lean back on is really important. For this one, the theme is New Hampshire. So it's very like rugged, outdoorsy, plaid. That's the vibe we have. I haven't even finished actually the build out on this yet, so we don't really have I'm building it out for someone else. So I don't have the emojis up here. I haven't completed the classroom. I haven't done any of that stuff yet. I haven't even done the about page, but you can see that it's starting to come together. Another really important thing, as I'm sure you're aware, is the cohesiveness of it. So emojis should match no matter where they are in the group, picking like different emojis for different concepts so that it's the same across. In the settings, so we can come in here, you can see the conversion rates. There's a whole thing here about they just launched a lot of this new analytics, so it's brand new, but you'll see that there's a ton of analytics in here. At any point, if you feel like you need help understanding the analytics, let me know. I'm more than happy to go over it with you. This invite, if you have a paid group, this email address to send them instant access is without purchasing or requesting membership. So make sure if you're going to use this, some people like import their whole email list. That's fine if you want them to get beyond the paywall and not even have to request access. They just instantly get in. Use it appropriately, right? If you're trying to sell a whole bunch of stuff, sending out a big massive email to everybody is not going to get anybody paying you anything. Just know that. This is where you change like the icon cover, all of this. We already set all of this up together, so you should be fine there. The plugins, usually I recommend having the membership questions on. My recommendation is always asking them what their email is, their phone number, and then where they came from. Unlocking the chat at level 3, again, we talked about that, is really important. Unlocking posting can be on or off. I turn it off. I think that there's no use to having it on. With the Pro plan, you do also get an auto DM that gets sent out to new members. For me, I like to use it as if this or that question. So I don't like to do a direct pitch. People don't really pay attention to it. I don't like to have links in it. I like to make it seem something like I would have actually sent that to that person at that moment. So for me, it's always, hey, welcome to this group. Are you looking to grow your business or start a new one? You can come up with what makes sense for you and your members. They also have Zapier integration, so you can connect it to your Go High level so that as people join your group, they automatically get added to your Go High level with a tag, so you can put them into a welcome sequence as well. You can also connect the Metapixel here, and there's instructions in there on how to do it as well. There's also cancellation video, so if somebody's going to cancel your group or leave, it'll show them this cancellation video. You can also do the same with an onboarding video. You can also do Google Ads tracking. There's links, so you can add links on here as well. You're allowed up to 3 links on the side, so use them sparingly and use them well. There's instant approval. I usually recommend to keep instant approval on. It just means that there's less friction between them actually requesting to join and coming in. If this is off, then what happens is it puts in a membership request and you have to approve it in order for them to get in, but it adds that added friction. So I have found that especially if it's a free group, just let them in, right? And let them come in, let them enjoy and see everything. You can always kick them out later if you need to. This is where you can turn all of your different tabs on. This is where you can update all of your different categories. Again, these are the ones that I typically recommend off the bat in introductions, wins, updates, and chat. And then any other ones that are applied to your actual business, maybe challenges or topics that make sense for you. And again, always have an emoji before the actual word. The rules, these rules are only used when people are reporting something. So if somebody goes to report a comment or a post, it'll prompt them with these rules and they have to select which rule is broken. So that's what these rules are for. So make sure, again, that you use these accordingly. This is discovery. So this is pretty important because in the discovery, this is where you can find out where you rank with being able to be found. So this is basically your search engine optimization ranking, right? And if you are number 30 or less, you get a little star emoji next to your name, which is a pretty cool little cred. There's a bunch of different categories that you get placed into, and then you get ranked. The lower the number, the higher up you are in the ranking, and the closer you are to being the number 1 group. And there's 30 of them listed on each page. So that's why they say number 30 or less means you're on the first page. These are your metrics. This shows the total members you have. These are the total active members. Active members only means that they've been active in the last 30 days on the platform. And I think that's really important because sometimes we think, oh, we have this many active members. It doesn't mean they're in your group. It just means that they're active on the platform. But it is good information just to know, like, how many of your members are even active on the platform to begin with. So it kind of gives you an idea. This is your daily activities. This is pretty important because it showcases where or how many activities you're actually getting on any given day. And so you obviously want more daily activities as well. So as you're going, you can track all of your different activities and figure out how you can get more activities in there. So that's the quick breakdown. The About page, we can do this really quick. What I have found is on the About page, the best you can do here is basically about 80% proof, 20% whatever's inside the group, right? Your promise. So in the images, what I like to do is have about 2 images that kind of showcase what's in the group, 2 images that are like full of testimonials, and then maybe 2 video things. Another one that works really well is if you're promoting like a free training, you can put that free training on the about page in here. And then that way you say, hey, do you want access to my free training? You send them the link. The free training is right here with a big thing that says click here to see the free training. They watch it, and then it prompts them at the end to join your group. I've also seen that work really well. And then when it comes to this, obviously it's pretty straightforward. Whatever your promise is, here's a little bit of what you'll get inside.